Hey, what's going on, people? So Brentford are on the verge of officially announcing the signing of Aaron Hickey from Bologna on a long-term contract. The 20-year-old arrives for a club record £14 million, which eclipses the £13.5 million paid to Celtic for Christopher Ajer last summer. Given everything he's achieved in the game at such a young age and the fact that the best is very much yet to come, Hickey's price is a steal in this market. However, taking into account that Brentford have never paid more for a player, they can ill afford for this one to go wrong, which showcases just how much faith they have in this young man. They even tried to sign him during the January transfer window, and it's this very commitment to bringing him in that likely turned Hickey's head despite being linked to clubs like Arsenal over the last couple of weeks. Brentford are set to fly off to Germany for pre-season next week, and they'll be hoping this is completed within the next 48 to 72 hours so they can sort out the logistics and ensure Hickey links up with them for this tour. It's no surprise for me to see Brentford make this move given their smart, stats-based recruitment model, which is something I've been banging on about for the past 5 years to anyone who was willing to listen. It's why, unlike most other promoted clubs, they largely kept together the squad which got them up and still ended up finishing in a highly impressive 13th place. While Thomas Frank has made it clear that there won't be widespread changes to the squad this summer, one position that most certainly required an incoming was a right-sided defender. Last season saw winger Sergi Canos deployed as a right wing-back where his defensive frailties were exposed on several occasions. Once Frank switched to a 4-3-3, Ajer stepped up well as a right-back but much prefers playing at the heart of defense, which showcases just how important bringing in a player of Hickey's quality is. For those unaware of Aaron Hickey's career trajectory so far, the boy is yet another fullback coming fresh off the conveyor belt of talent that Scotland have in that position. I mentioned him a couple of months ago during my video on Liverpool signing Calvin Ramsey, which you can access on the top right hand corner of your screen. Hickey was on Celtic's books from the age of 12 till 16 before deciding a move to Hearts was best for his career. He broke through a year later and impressed so highly in his first and only season in the Scottish Premiership that clubs such as Bayern Munich, Aston Villa and Lyon were vying for his signature. In fact, his former manager Craig Levine revealed that Celtic made 5 or 6 attempts to sign Hickey for their first team. Showcasing an incredible amount of maturity for someone so young, he instead opted to sign for Bologna as he saw an instant pathway to the first team. Although his first season was cut short by injury, Hickey was one of the best young players in European football last year and even became the first Scot to score 5 goals in a single Serie A campaign since Graham Souness for Sampdoria in 1985. In terms of his style of play, the lad is comfortable with both feet, which is why he's equally adept at playing on the right or left-hand side of defense and precisely the reason I expect him to play on the right for Brentford, despite predominantly featuring on the left for Bologna. He's extremely intelligent in possession and has decision-making at a level well beyond his years. As showcased by his output, he enjoys venturing further up the pitch and adds a lot to the attack of whichever side he's representing. In fact, his ability to transition into the center of the park from wide areas has drawn comparisons to Joshua Kimmich, who is arguably the world's best at transitioning between defense and midfield. In addition to his abilities going forward, Hickey has a typical Glaswegian aggressive streak in the way he carries himself. He has a constant desire to chase after the ball and will bust a gut from first minute to last regardless of the scoreline. Hickey's no mug defensively either, constantly blocking balls into the box and retrieving possession with last-ditch tackles. Although he's still raw at times in terms of his positioning and desire to overlap his winger on the flank, his pace helps compensate for any mistakes him or his teammates might make on the ball. While the majority of fullbacks are renowned for their assists in the modern-day game, Hickey's ability to come inside and hit it with either foot with impressive power and accuracy makes him a massive goal threat. His crossing is still very hit or miss and is an area of his game that will need plenty of work going forward. Overall, much like Christian Eriksen, this is likely to be a brilliant short-term move for all parties concerned. Although Hickey has been described as being shy, quiet and reserved, he appears to be destined for greatness and will likely move on in the not-too-distant future. Until then, however, those in West London should enjoy a player who's about to garner some serious media attention and gain plaudits from all involved in Premier League football. I am absolutely certain of that. As I mentioned earlier in this video, Brentford are truly a breath of fresh air in their approach off the pitch analytically as well as on the pitch in terms of their fearless front foot setup. Second season syndrome is very much real and I hope that Brentford will overcome that and continue going from strength to strength. Because seeing a side with a limited budget try and challenge the big boys is the type of romanticism that football very desperately needs at the minute. Cheers for tuning in, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please do consider giving it a like and subscribe if you want more football related content. I'm getting slightly overwhelmed at the minute because I'm trying to cover every single transfer in the Prem, but there's just too much happening. That being said, I'm loving every minute of it, so do stay tuned for more. Cheers and have a wonderful day. Peace.